This video is an introductory video for chapter 27 in Genesis. Genesis 27 is a story when Isaac blesses Jacob and thinking that it was Esau, and the way Rebekah and Jacob planned and conspired together to steal the blessing from Esau. So the video is going to be coming right after this video, and it's going to go from verse 1 to verse 40 in chapter 27. But I want to do introduction to this video, a point that I did not touch on the original video, but I want to make a separate video for it. So the story goes that Isaac wanted to bless Esau, and Esau was supposed to go out and bring a game, like hunt, kill an animal, cook it, and bring it to Isaac to please him, so Isaac would bless him. And then Rebekah came with the idea, and she talked to Jacob, and he goes in and he gets the blessing, and he steals the blessing from Jacob. But in every event, not every event, but most of the events of Genesis, a lot of the events throughout the Old Testament, it mirrors an event happening in our lives in the New Testament. Abraham's account was offering Isaac on the altar is a representation of Christ being offered and sacrificed for our sins. The marriage between Isaac and Rebekah, a representation of the church. Rebekah represents the church and Isaac represents Christ. Enoch being no more a representation of the rapture. The flood, it's a representation of being saved from the wrath of God through Christ. The ark represents Christ. There is a lot of representations in these stories that God, with his sovereignty, put everything together for us to see it, to see that everything for us in the New Testament was planned from before the foundation of the earth. So the event in this chapter also has a representation, and this representation is the work of the flesh and the work of the spirit. So although each one has his own free will, and God does not change our choices, but he works around our choices, orchestrating the event around us to expose our hearts and to bring this to pass, to surface, bring the decisions of our hearts to surface, to be performed, exposed. So the events happened for Esau, it was to expose his heart when he sold his birthright. But now we want to look at Esau and Jacob as a representation of someone. Esau is coming to get the blessing from his father through his work of being a hunter and being a man of the field who bring food and bring game and pleases his father, and that's why his father will bless him. And that's a representation of the work of the flesh. The ones who think they will be saved through the work. Although Jacob did nothing other than deceiving and lying to his father, he is the one who received the blessing because it's by grace. He didn't deserve it, but he received it by grace. So it represents faith, because in his life, after he received the blessing, he didn't get blessed. He went flee from Esau's face. He went to Laban, and he served Laban 20 years, and it was a struggle. It was a life of struggle working for Laban, and Laban changed his wages 10 times and deceived him, and he deceived Laban, and all this mess. But on his way back from Laban, coming back to the promised land, with all the 2 wives and the 2 maidservants and the 12 children that he got, and he stayed behind, and he met Jesus, and Jesus appeared to him and struck him on the sciatica, and he was limping, and he struggled with God and won, meaning he didn't overcome God, but he won the blessing through his faith. So the comparison here is between Esau and Isaac is, if you think you're going to please God by your own work, you're going to miss out. And the blessing is not going to fall on you. The blessing of grace is not going to fall on you. And if you come to God by faith, you will receive the true blessing through Jesus' work on the cross. That's the story. It's the same concept between Cain and Abel. Cain brought the fruit of his crops, and Abel brought an animal, a sacrifice. And it was the same concept. You're coming to God with your own work, you fall short. You're coming to God through a sacrifice that for Abel, it represented Christ. For us, Christ himself. Or you're coming to God with your own work. I'm doing this and this and this for you to please you, God. So now you need to bless me and save me and give me grace. Then that's rejected. God will reject your work or my work in order for us to be blessed. We don't earn the blessing. We don't earn our grace. It's unmerited favor of God on those who believe. So that is the way. So throughout the whole Old Testament, there is stories after story after story that mirror an event or represent an idea of the New Testament. And that's one of them. And I wanted to make that video as an introduction for that. So Genesis 27 verse 1 to 40 will be on the screen here. You can go ahead and watch it. Thank you, and God bless you.